And welcome to our third episode of Valley Sports. Carter is going to go over what we are going to talk about today.
We got high school football, soccer, and Antoine Griezmann, NBA, college basketball review, NCAA football review, NFL review, and yeah, that's what we got.
So I would like to have a little opening statement about the Green Valley football team really quick. People around school have not liked my take on the Webb City game this weekend. Okay. Now, I think that we're going to lose this game. I don't want us to lose.
This is your opening statement?
I'm rooting for Green Valley through and through, but do not come and talk to me about my predictions. If I'm right, then cool, I'm right. I really wish I wasn't, but I'm right. It's just my prediction. Like, it has nothing to do with me rooting for Webb City or anything else. I'm still on Green Valley's side, and my prediction is I think that there's going to be a problem in the game that's going to make us lose. Now, if there's a team to win state, this is the team. We haven't won state in the 100 years we've had football here at Green Valley, but this is the year that we could possibly do it. And we need to get business done for these next 3 weeks.
Yeah. There's a wise guy out there, Mr. Smith. He came up and talked to me, and he said, it's a great quote. You guys live in Green Valley, so be the Green Valley guys through and through. We should be biased. He said we should be biased for Green Valley, and I agree.
Does he not think we're gonna win?
We can't. We can't just say Green Valley is gonna win every single game.
Yes, we can.
Now we can.
Because we're Green Valley students.
Inspired me.
It's not realistic.
Coach Smith too.
It is realistic.
Okay.
It is realistic.
It is realistic.
We are winning the state championship.
Yeah.
You guys
we have Ty Williams. Other schools don't.
Okay, hold on. So you guys want me to come out and say Green Valley is going to win state in football? We're going to win it in guys tennis. We're going to win it and guys and girls
100%.
basketball. We're going to win it in wrestling. We're going to win it in golf. We're going to win it in baseball. Like, I don't know a program that has won in every single sport, so we can't be biased all the time.
Yeah, we're going to be the first.
Okay, well, we can't actually be biased, but I firmly believe that Green Valley could very easily win state in football.
Easily.
Not easily, but it wouldn't be easily. But we have a very great shot. Better than other sports.
We have a very good squad.
So let's get into high school football a bit. Helias Catholic,
yep,
Webb City, and Green Valley are going to have the toughest schedule to win state.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who wins this side of the bracket. Webb City's going to have to play us. We're a tough opponent. And the winner's probably going to have to play Helias Catholic, which lost to Cardinal Ritter by 1, who will probably be in the final.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter who makes it to the state final, Helias Catholic, Webb City, or Green Valley. They're going to have a great resume going into that state final and put up something, an argument for them that they should win state.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
He doesn't want to agree.
So let's talk about this last weekend's games. What was it? The district championship games?
Yep.
Green Valley defeated Platte County 27-25. Green Valley was up,
24
nothing.
24-0
at half.
Defense got a little bit tired in the second half, but then Ben Drinkwater stepped up and made a game-winning field goal. And Aaron Barr had the biggest ball don't lie play of the season.
Yep.
Yeah, we were. It was the first game since Blue Spring South that our starters had to play the entire game. So they weren't really used to it. So they're used to it, but they
out of shape.
They're not out of shape. Out of shape. They just kind of weren't.
You get exhausted when you're out there the entire half.
Yeah, and when you're not used to consistently playing the entire game, you're gonna kind of tire out, which is kind of what happened.
And also, there hasn't really been a team that came out of the locker room and gave us a fight to try to come back.
Yeah.
In those,
especially because we've killed every team. In
the only other team I can think of was Oak Park.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying since the Blue Spring South game, every game we've had going in the halftime, we've had a lead, and then it just kept going. There was
the first 3 games of the season, or the first 2 games, you had Oak Park and then you had Fort Osage. Our starters played the whole entire game of those, and then I think we had Grandview. We put on our JV. JV in?
They played that whole game.
They played the whole. So first 3 games. What about the 4th one? Did they?
4th was Platte, so played the whole game.
Yeah. 5th.
And then they played the whole game against South too.
So after week 5.
Yeah.
We started blowing team out.
Yeah.
So
And then the team we're going to be playing this Friday, Webb City, defeated Carthage 42-7. They've dominated every single team in their district games. Belton was like 72-17, and now Carthage 42-7. And then Helias Catholic defeated Capital City. No shocker there, 41-6. And then the other side of our bracket, Republic upset undefeated
Yeah, I did
Lebanon.
not see that coming.
35-32.
Yep.
Republic's, I think, 2-loss team. They might, yeah, they're a 2-loss team. And their 2 losses were to good teams. Actually, I think one of them was Nixa.
Wow.
Probably.
And I think Republic has a good shot to go out there and beat Helias Catholic, but they would need to pull off more upsets because now they're going to be the underdog in every game from here on out.
Yeah.
And then let's give our predictions for, what are we, Class 5?
Yeah.
Class 5, yeah.
Let's give our prediction for Class 5 state tournament. Green Valley, Webb City. Chase.
Green Valley.
I've got Webb City in a close one.
I obviously have Green Valley.
I got Grand Valley. We're winning by 3. Field goal. End the game.
I got Webb City.
By how much?
I think by like 7.
So
games.
close
I think
games
it's gonna
all
be a
around,
close
I
game.
think.
Yeah.
But
This can always be a blowout or it can be a close game from either side.
Yeah.
You never know until the game time. And then the winner of Webb City Green Valley will be playing Helias Catholic and Republic. Chase.
Helias Catholic.
Yeah, Elias Catholic. They are solid.
Helias Catholic.
Elias Catholic.
I don't think Republic can pull off another upset. I'm going to go with Helias.
Nope.
Central against Eureka, 2 teams that are probably very underdogs below Republic in this Class 5.
A little bit biasy here. My grandpa went to Eureka, so I'm going to go Eureka.
Don't know much about either of these teams.
Both of these, I think Central is a 3-loss team and Eureka's a 4-loss team. So they've both lost a fair amount of games, but they've still made it to state.
I'll pick Central just to be different.
Again, I don't know really anything about these teams, but Eureka's a funny name, so I'm taking Eureka.
I'm taking Central.
I'm taking Eureka big
Let's
over
go.
Central. And then one that I think we'll all predict the same winner,
Yeah.
Cardinal Ritter against Fort Zumwalt North.
Yeah.
Cardinal Ritter by
Cardinal.
30, maybe 40.
Yeah, Cardinal Ritter is gonna.
Destroy it.
It's gonna be bad.
Cardinal Renner.
Cardinal Ritter.
The entire student section is leaving at halftime.
Cardinal Ritter.
Cardinal Ritters outscored their last 7 opponents, 388-99 this year.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
And I think they'll win this one 62-13. I'm actually going to give a score prediction for this one.
Move over to 6A.
I can't remember if it was Webb City or if it was Cardinal Ritter
Wait, no, this isn't 6A.
that I texted you guys about the winning streak.
Some of it is.
Oh, it was
Um,
Cardinal Ritter. It was
Cardinal
like
Ritter.
26 straight wins.
So-
30.
So Cardinal Ritter has won 30 of the last 31 games.
Yeah.
That's going back to the 2020 year, where they lost in a playoff game to Nixa, I believe. And now they are currently on a 26-game winning streak. They won state last year, and they're looking to go back-to-back. Some more district recaps. Odessa defeated California 38-21. Kearney defeated Smithville 29-13. Liberty North defeated Liberty 33-10.
Jeez Louise.
Jefferson City defeated Pleasant Hill 37-34 in a close one. Oak Park has had a comeback again and defeat Park Hill 17-14. I believe that score was 14-10 going into that fourth quarter. And then Lafayette County defeated St. Michael 50-31. That's an upset, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
Chase,
No,
Lafayette.
Lafayette County's
Lafayette
crazy.
County is isn't that Brock Page?
Yep.
It is.
Shout out Brock Page.
Shout out Brock Page.
And then let's talk about this controversial game. Rockhurst defeating
boy.
Lee Summit North 24-21. I'm pretty sure everybody in Missouri has seen the video.
Yeah.
Everyone around the world, it's on overtime.
Yeah, everyone's posted it.
Everybody.
has seen the video.
Yeah.
It's on overtime.
Yeah, it's on overtime.
Pretty
it's
sure.
On Max Prep.
Yeah.
Like this
Oh,
is
posted it.
wow.
C7. It's like
Yeah.
Wow.
everywhere.
now clearly dropped the ball, but it was pass interference. The guy grabbed him, but that would have only put the ball inside the 20. for Rockhurst, so they would have still had a chance to score. So inside the 20 with a new set of downs, they could very well score, but we don't know. That could be a pick six in that
Maybe a
drive.
turnover, a great defensive holdout. I mean, anything.
Even after that controversial play, Lee Summit North was leading 21 to 17, I believe, and then Rockhurst got a game-winning touchdown.
Scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
It was just so bad. You literally see him drop the ball, and it just bounced back up into his hands. And
He just gets up and just holds on the air.
Yeah, I will say great acting job to
I was
convince the
surprised. I
refs.
thought Lee Summit North was going to win it all this
oh,
year.
I did.
Yeah.
6A.
I did too.
Do you think the player actually thought he caught it or
No.
didn't catch it?
Well, he
There's
definitely
not-
knew.
He knew
didn't
he
catch it.
dropped
He
that,
actually was,
but
holding it up and
Well-
stuff like that. He for sure knew it wasn't.
Well, from the video,
It looks like the ref looked down to grab his flag, to throw the PI flag.
yes, he looked down to grab his flag, and so he didn't see the ball
hit the
drop.
ground.
So, but they first called it incomplete, and then they ruled it back to a touchdown. But they're not gonna. But like the ref can't go up and ask the player, "Hey, did you catch it?"
Right.
Yeah.
And the player's gonna say,
I was
"Yeah,
gonna
it's
say
a
yes
touchdown."
every.
Yeah, the
10
Lee
out of
Summit
10
North players
times.
are just going to say no. And so it's just going to be a battle of words, basically.
It's like an umpire asking you if the pitch hit you. It's like, yeah.
It's a tough call there for the refs. I think they got the call wrong. Was it a big outcome in the game? Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
But we never know if Rockhurst could have gone up and scored that drive, or at least some North would have made them turn the ball over or whatever. Let's transition over to soccer. This story came out last night. Antoine Griezmann, French striker, played in the World Cup last year in the World Cup final. Might transfer to Sporting Kansas City, actually. This would be a huge transfer for Sporting with Inter Miami getting Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Sergio Busquets, and basically the old Barca team that won Champions Leagues. No contacts have been made between Sporting and Griezmann, though. The one thing that they can only reference together is Patrick Mahomes swapped jerseys with him in Germany.
Hey, it's a sign. It's a sign.
And Griezmann has shown interest in American sports. And then the U.S. men's national team, tonight as we're filming this on Thursday, they play at 8 tonight against Trinidad and Tobago, and then they'll play again Monday night at 6 o'clock for the second leg in the CONCACAF Nations League. Trinidad and Tobago and the U.S. men's national team have had a lot of history together. The U.S. men's national team have defeated Trinidad and Tobago 21 times out of the 28 they've played, drawing 4 and losing just 3. Their most famous meeting came back in 1989 during the CONCACAF Championship. The two nations met on the final match day with a spot to the 1990 World Cup on the line. Trinidad and Tobago needed a point to qualify for their first ever World Cup, but in the 30th minute, Paul Caligari scored to give the U.S. a 1-0 lead win and what's known as the shot heard around the world.
Let's go soccer.
Brady.
Trinidad and Tobago would have to wait another 16 years to win to go to the World Cup. But these teams have both sabotaged each other. Back in 2017, the U.S. were trying to make the 2018 World Cup, and Trinidad and Tobago upset the U.S. 2-1. And then Panama got a win over Costa Rica, and Honduras won over Mexico, which knocked the U.S. men's national team out of their first World Cup since 1986. But since then, the two sides met 3 times, twice in the Gold Cup and 1 friendly. The U.S. have won all 3 of those games with a combined score of 19-0. Absolutely dominating that series since then.
I'm glad you know all that about soccer.
Thank you, Riley.
Thanks for the soccer
history lesson.
Thank
Holy cow.
you for enriching me with
thanks
that
for the
great history.
Thanks for the soccer segment, Riley. I appreciate you for that one.
If you guys can't tell, none of us know anything about soccer.
No.
Next, we're going to go to the NBA. The Golden State Warriors are still in their slump with the big loss to Minnesota last night, and there was a brawl.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Draymond Green put Rudy Gobert in a headlock, but the reason why he did that was because Gobert put his hands on Klay
Klay.
Thompson's throat.
He's just looking out for his teammate.
Who was the Timberwolves player that started it?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it? It was McDaniel.
Jaden
McDaniels.
So
McDaniels.
McDaniels started ripping
The
on
rookie.
Clay, and then Clay ripped back, so they both
Yeah.
got ejected. Steve Kerr in his press conference thought that Clay should not have been ejected.
Did Clay even really do anything though?
He pushed back.
He got shoved around, and he just kind of like held on to the top of his jersey while McDaniels was kind of slinging him around the court. Ended up ripping his jersey in half, actually.
I saw a stat that Draymond Green's been ejected 10 times, and 3 of the times Curry's been active, and 7 of the times Curry has been inactive and not playing. So when Steph Curry is not on the court,
He's doing whatever he
Draymond
can.
Green is going to be wild. You never know what's going to happen.
I saw
Never
a highlight
know.
on Twitter. It was a highlight reel of Draymond playing dirty basketball, like
Hey.
stomping on people.
Him and Dylan Brooks, dude. That'd be a battle.
You can't reference those two. Dylan Brooks is so much worse
No,
than Draymond
Dylan
Green.
Brooks
is
Yeah.
worse.
Ni hao.
Dylan Brooks is playing for the Grizzlies now with
No, he's
transfer.
playing for the
No,
Rockets.
he's for the
Oh yeah,
Rockets.
yeah.
Rockets, yeah.
Rockets. He went from the Grizzlies to the Rockets.
Yeah.
Um,
And after that, no one heard his name ever.
Really? No, I heard his name a lot.
he's leading the
during-
team, but the team is not
preseason.
doing
Team's
well.
horrible. Rockets are bad.
No, they're 6-3 with
Hey,
the
better
4
than
seed.
Memphis.
They
Oh.
turned it around actually.
They are?
Yeah,
What?
they're on a 6-game winning streak. They started off the year 0-3.
Oh, you were talking about the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies have been
Okay.
awful
Trash.
without John
Awful.
Morant.
Yeah.
How many games was he missing? 20 what?
I don't know.
I think
lot
it
of
was just
games.
it was just first half of the season.
I think it's 20 to 30 games.
20 30
Yeah.
games somewhere around there.
But they're 2-9 with the last seed in the West. And they're the second worst team in the entire NBA.
Pistons
Oh,
are
my.
first, which
Well, think about
Pistons is no shock.
it this: if the Grizzlies continue to play this bad, they might get a top draft lottery pick to pair up with John Morant. And Jaren Jackson Jr.
Hunter
and
Dickinson.
Jalen Brown. I don't know who's going to declare for the draft this year, what
Yeah.
top players will. But if the Grizzlies get a top 5 player from the draft, then they're going to be very good next year.
The first pick should be Bronny, so they can get LeBron too.
Oh my, dude.
Tell me
how
actually,
Tell me how fired that wouldn't be.
That is actually a good take,
Dude,
I'm not
like,
even gonna lie.
because if you get LeBron, I mean, that's just
He said he wanted to play with this kid, and he'll do whatever it takes to play with this kid.
Well, do you think Bronny might have to play second year because of his cardiac arrest? He's already
No.
going to miss.
No.
He's already going to miss the start of the college basketball season. So do you
doesn't
think
matter.
he should-
He'll play during
everyone wants
conference play.
LeBron.
college basketball.
Everybody's gonna Everybody's gonna
Everyone
want
wants
LeBron.
So it is what it is. He might suck. You know what I'm saying? He might suck at USC, but you get the GOAT
Yeah.
of all basketball on your team just by taking in his son that doesn't even have to play. He could just sit on the bench.
Now, hold on though, because if Bronny is overrated, you're only getting LeBron for what, 1, 2,
No,
maybe.
he's gonna stay till Bryce James comes.
I
the
no
NBA.
way.
No, there's no
no
way.
shot.
That's
He
what
would be
he's-
like 50.
That's what he said. Bryce James is a junior.
That dude's tripping.
Yeah,
bro.
so
That's
at
a-
least
that's a long time.
it's his junior year.
LeBron's going to retire
Senior
before
year,
Bryce
freshman
gets
year
to
of
the
college,
NBA.
at least
I
3,
don't
4
think so.
more years.
I think he will.
I think he'll stay 3 years,
How many? Bryce has 2 more years of high school,
And then
right?
1 year
Including this year.
And he
Well,
doesn't.
yeah, this
One
year,
year
next year,
college.
Yes.
and then 1 year college. That's 3 years. You don't think LeBron
No,
can
no,
play 3
he
years?
doesn't.
But
Need,
that's-
he doesn't need to go to college. He can go straight to the NBA.
Well, yeah, but
So it could just be 2 years. So yeah, 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years.
I
yeah.
still think LeBron's playing.
I don't know.
I don't
Hey,
know.
he said,
Well, because think about he's
"The day I
old.
can't ever get everything on the court is the day I'll be done."
Dude,
And that day is not today.
That dude is old, and he's still putting up good numbers.
Dude,
But how
he's
many
still a
times have you
dog.
seen an old dude put up good numbers 1 year, and then the next year he just falls off?
Okay, but it's LeBron.
Yeah, it's
Arguably the greatest basketball player of all time.
3 years is a long time. That's all I'm
But
saying.
but you never know what might happen, a season-ending injury or something.
Exactly.
A
Career
season-ending
ended like
season-ending injury for LeBron would end his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be done
wouldn't
after
coming
that.
back.
And then let's talk about the Clippers, who got James Harden, a
I
big-time
am the
player,
system.
but has not done anything for the
Done
Clippers.
nothing.
Dude literally said he
5
is
straight,
the system.
5, 6 straight losses.
6
I'm
straight
pretty sure.
losses. They're
6
3 and
straight
7
losses.
last 10.
Yeah.
And then I saw it on TikTok where the 76ers have actually been better without James
Tyrese
Harden.
Maxey, 50
Yes.
points. Dude's a dog.
Yeah, the 76ers have been good without him, so Good trade for them.
I think
like-
he's an organization killer. Like,
I just don't know if he's like a locker room problem or like what it is.
Well, we all saw the locker room
For
video of
sure.
him like coming in to the club
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the team, and like nobody had any
Nobody-
reaction.
No.
Everyone was
There's
just like,
it was a small
dude.
conversation between him and Russ, and then another guy in the corner just kind of looked up at him while on
Oh,
his phone
oh.
and just went back to whatever
Terrence
he was
Mann.
doing.
Terrence Mann, who's James Harden's taking minutes from right now.
So yeah, he's probably pissed.
Also,
be so
we've
mad.
seen teams with stacked lineups not work well together. So that's probably
like the
Exactly.
Nets, like the
Yes,
Nets, like the
yeah,
Nets, like the Nets.
Like the Clippers have
A long time
4
ago. Not a long
great
time ago.
players.
Not that long. like 2
Great
years, 3
players.
years.
Well,
They're
because
not doing well.
because this all started from the Golden State Warriors team when they had that
Yep.
dynasty, because they had some of the best players in the league with Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, and then they had DeMarcus Cousins even at once too.
Yeah.
And so now Kevin Durant's tried to build that with other teams with the Nets and wasn't able to do that with
Suns
James
is-
Harden and Kyrie Irving, and now he's trying to do it with the Suns.
Yeah.
To branch off of Kevin Durant, he's the healthiest player on the Suns right now. He's played the most games out of all their big three.
He's my MVP player, so I think he could still win it. I think in the latest he was like number 10.
I feel like he never plays anymore. He's always hurt, but he's got more games than Booker and Beal.
Let's transition over to college basketball really quick. The second AP poll came out.
Well, after the first week.
So
Yeah.
the first preseason poll out.
There's a preseason
after the
AP poll.
preseason.
Yeah.
Kansas is number 1, Purdue's number 2, Arizona's number 3, Marquette is 4. That's shocking, and UConn's 5.
Kansas, easy.
Stop talking.
Too easy for Kansas.
Stop talking.
Beat Kentucky, was down 14 at one point, and Hunter Dickinson, 27 points, 21 rebounds, just an absolute dominant performance, absolute just masterclass. And then DeJuan Harris, it was just good win for Kansas after being down a lot, and yeah, that's why they're number 1.
Yeah.
San Diego State lost to who was it, Brady?
It was BYU.
I can't get that one video out of my head of the guy. He falls over. You see, it's all over TikTok. Bro.
But, you know, it was
I'll
a
show you
tough
after
loss, you know what I'm saying? It put us back. It put SCSU back a lot. But I believe that the SCSU still got it this year.
Did they fall on? Yeah, they
they're
fell
unranked.
from 17 to out.
You got to realize who they're playing. They are playing all bummy teams.
And then lost.
And
They're
Yeah.
going
And lost.
to win. That's the thing. They lost one game, but now they're coming back. They're locked in, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to win the Natty this year.
Your takes
so.
are
There's
For
only
sure,
100%.
100%.
There's only 2 teams that have lost a game that's in the top 25. One of them's actually in the top 10.
Yeah, Duke.
Duke's 1-1. I think they still deserve to be
yeah,
there.
they
Oh,
still
yeah.
deserve
Um,
to be up there.
And then Michigan State, they're at 18-1-1 with their loss to James Madison.
Dude, Madison.
Wait, Michigan State?
They're up.
Yeah, Michigan State's still ranked. They're 18.
They lost to
They were
Duke
4
too.
out.
They lost
No,
to
they
Duke.
didn't.
No, they lost to
No, they
Michigan.
won 1.
Oh wait,
They lost to Duke.
they just lost that last night.
Oh,
So they're two
So
lost team.
they're 1-2. But when the rankings
Yeah.
came out, they were
Wow.
1-1.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
now they might drop.
They
out.
might drop out of the rankings, honestly.
Well, their schedule doesn't get any easier. They play undefeated Butler Friday night, and then they'll play number 3 ranked Arizona
Oh,
the
boy.
next Thursday.
Oh,
Jeez. That's rough.
Arizona's really good.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
That's
have
a
to take it
really
down.
good squad.
Caleb Love got his. I mean, not get back, but because he's always beat Duke.
Yeah.
Caleb Love owns Duke, so
I think Arizona, Purdue, Kansas, and Duke will stay up top for a majority of the year. Marquette, I think, could possibly drop out, but they don't really have much of a schedule.
But people said that last year too, and then they go on
I
this
think
huge
Mar-
run in the tournament.
I think
still,
Marquette's
so.
a good team.
Yeah.
I think everyone bashes them, but
Well, they
they go deep every year.
They beat number 23 ranked Illinois this last week. They play actually Texas on the 6th in December,
That'll tell a lot.
and they play Notre Dame the game after. So we might be able to upset them.
Oh my lord.
I'm gonna legit say I think Notre Dame is the worst college basketball team in Division
Yeah,
One.
probably.
in Division 1.
Well, we'll
Yes.
see
Oh
tonight.
my gosh,
We'll
that's
see.
a hot take. Dang.
I'm being legit. Like,
man that's wearing all Notre Dame gear.
like I cannot be more realistic with this. We are supposed to finish last place in the ACC. Everybody's saying like we're in the 200s rank for college basketball, and we're 1-1 right now.
Hey, you have a win.
Yeah.
Notre Dame sports.
Yeah, do you
win.
want to know who that win was to? It was to Niagara. We beat them by 7 after being down at half.
Are they? Are they
a
D1?
win is a win.
Are they a
Hey.
D1 school?
I think so, but so I guess we're the second to last worst.
We'll
But then
see.
our one loss was to Western Kentucky, who we
Oh
were down
my-
from. We were down 42-29 at half. When I saw the notification, I just wanted to cry.
Dude,
but what
they're
made me
so bad.
happier was finding out that Kansas took a big L.
For what?
To Texas Tech in football.
We can talk about that later.
We'll talk about that
We
later.
got a little ways to go.
Later.
Let's go back to James Madison with Michigan State.
They are up 5 points in the last 3.8 seconds or whatever it was.
They were down.
Yeah, down. Well,
Or
that's what he said.
I
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Down
Yeah.
5.
Down
3.8
5.
seconds left.
Someone laced a 3, then he, what is it, inbound play under the basket, and he gets a wide open layup. Like, dude was.
They're 3-0. They won their first 2 games in overtime.
Yeah, they're good. James Madison Sports, I'm telling you, they're
They're
up.
up.
They're up.
Well, they about got upset to Kent State, but they had to beat them in overtime.
The NCAA
When's it
actually rejected their. So they tried to get in
I
the
saw that.
college football playoff. They wanted to try to get into it, I guess
The rankings.
the rankings, because they're not in it.
Yeah, they're not.
And
doing
they
it.
sent an offer trying to get into it, and the NCAA rejected it.
Can they even play bowl games this year?
No, so they can't play in the conference.
Right, or whatever?
They can't play in the conference championship game. They can't be ranked, and they can't go to the college football playoff.
sucks.
But think about it this way: if they were to accept that, then the college football playoff would be like, oh, so now we can substitute them. So now everybody else is going to drop one randomly
Yeah.
while they jump up
Yeah.
into like 16 or something.
Kansas is still there, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah,
Kansas
this
got very, very
is-
lucky to be
this is in
25.
the top 10.
We can talk about
So,
that
They're
in a minute.
They're 11, actually.
They're 9th, actually, bud.
When did they move up to 9th?
In the college football playoff.
I'm saying when, though.
Yeah, this last
Tuesday?
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
2 days ago.
That's why Oregon's 6th.
Michigan played Tennessee this weekend. What was the score, Chase?
Michigan? You just call us Michigan?
Tennessee and Missouri. I said Missouri.
You said
You said
Michigan.
Michigan
You
the
said
first one.
Michigan, like 115 million.
Score was 36-7.
Not even close. And that was
Definitely was.
No, it wasn't at Rocky Top. It was.
Yeah, it was at home. I was there.
in Columbia.
I was there. The energy was rocking. It was a great time.
I didn't even watch the game.
Eli Drinkwitz.
Eli Drinkwitz. Hey, we stand on business.
we stand on business.
on business here.
We stand on business. Josh runs away.
Hey, if Josh
Is this our
tries
transition
standing
into
on
college
business,
football, Riley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Missouri can no longer make the SEC championship game as that's been set between
all right.
Georgia and Alabama. I've seen people have been saying that like Georgia and Bama can still not make the playoffs even if they do win out. And it's Bama being that one-loss team, and they beat Georgia in that SEC championship
Yeah.
game.
Having no SEC teams in the college football playoffs would be kind of crazy.
Well, because the college football playoff committee love SEC teams.
Which even if they both win out and then Alabama beats them in the SEC championship, they're putting Alabama in. One lost team win the SEC, you're still in.
Oh,
even
yeah.
if there's undefeated teams. Like even if Washington goes undefeated and wins the Pac-12, I don't know. Like that would still be a questionable call there.
Missouri has got to hope and pray Auburn beats Bama, because then Missouri can beat or jump Alabama in the rankings.
If you have Florida State who goes undefeated and Washington who goes undefeated, what do you think the committee does for the
Washington. Pac-12's
Pac-12's
better
a
than
lot?
the ACC.
Yeah, like a lot harder.
Yeah,
Well,
ACC
here's the thing.
not
It's
good.
going to depend on who Washington is going to play, because Florida State's going to play some rinky-dink team. I think they could still play Georgia Tech, actually.
Yeah.
And so if they win that, that's just like another normal like preseason game or whatever.
Preseason?
Preseason.
Like the start of the year game, like
Yeah,
their
okay.
warm-up game. And it should be a win. If it's not, because they have had close games this entire year with Clemson, and close one this last week with Miami only up by 7. And then there was also a controversial call in that game. Florida State should have had a safety, but they ended up punting. The ref said the ball did not pass the goal line when they sacked him in the end zone.
Yeah.
So they put him inside the one.
Oh. Yeah, I had to disagree with that call. When they replayed it, it was probably safety.
So obvious.
Yeah.
And then Florida State, I think that they'll just drop out because they don't have a schedule for the rest of this year.
Well, the thing is, I don't think Washington will be. I do not think they'll be Oregon Pac-12 champions.
What?
I don't know. It's going to be a battle.
I think
It's a battle.
Oregon's going to make it at 4.
I mean, honestly, I could see that because last time they played Washington, barely won. It was at Washington. I bet if they played on a neutral site, Oregon would win like 7 out of 10 games.
So Oregon will play Oregon State at the end of this year. Oregon State, if they end up winning the game before Oregon, which will be against Washington. So if Oregon State ends up beating Washington and then they'll play Oregon, and if they end up winning that game, then they'll be in to the Pac-12 championship game as the 2 seed, knocking out Oregon and Washington, assumingly would be still be in there.
You're saying like the ACC, they don't really have any competition in their really league. You know what I'm saying? But you got in the Pac-12, you got Washington, you got Oregon State, you got USC, you got Utah, and then you got Colorado that were top competitors at the beginning of the season, but now they're not really. But there's a lot of competition in that Pac-12.
Speaking of Oregon, they're one of our winners for this week. Our winners are James Madison, who's 10. We should probably put them in losers because they didn't get that thing accepted with the NCAA. But our biggest winners this week is James Madison, still staying undefeated. Missouri with a dominant win over Tennessee. Michigan proving something against Penn State, proving that they don't need their head coach.
Well, and then we also got SDSU, San Diego State's head coach, Brady retiring. So, that could change things around for San Diego State's program.
You talk about SDSU the way Carter talks about Kansas.
I've seen somebody's bottom rankings in the NCAA, and San Diego State's there at 24 in the top 25 of the bottom teams.
That's horrible.
Well, maybe with the
it's like Notre Dame in
coach
basketball.
Retiring, they'll come back with a good team and good roster next year.
Have you heard how Michigan is doing their whole head coaching? So one game they're going to have the special teams coach be the head coach.
Awesome.
The next game they're going to have the offensive coordinator, and the game after they'll have the defensive coordinator.
Did you see the intern coach for the game this weekend? At the end of the game, he was
crying.
Yeah, he's crying. This is for you. He didn't die. He got suspended. It's his fault.
And then
did he already get suspended this season though in the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So he's missed the start and he's missed the end.
Yeah.
But afterwards, they went to a Michigan hockey game, and everybody was chanting free Jim Harbaugh. And
that's funny.
And Jim Harbaugh even called Michigan
America's team.
No,
my Lord, that is crazy.
maybe.
Everybody's hated Michigan for forever because they have been so good. Everybody hates good teams. Everybody's hated Bama except for Bama.
Yeah, that's why people hate Missouri.
They're always a top 4 team every single year. They're going to be in the top 4.
So let's get into our losers of this week. Colorado has fallen to 4-6 with a big loss to Arizona this past week, and now they need to win out to make the bowl game. Our second biggest loser is Kansas with a big fall
I
at
don't
Texas
wanna hear
Tech.
Big loss.
I don't
At
wanna hear it.
home.
I don't want to hear
What happened?
5 injuries.
They
5 injuries.
were
Oh, sorry. 5 injuries.
they were held
Sorry.
scoreless for the first 3 quarters of the game, and then they blew it. Gave Texas. They tied it. Gave Texas Tech the
We
ball
did.
back with 20 seconds left, and then Texas Tech took 3 plays to get down the field and score an easy field goal.
So the reason you lost was injuries, but you were held scoreless in the first 3 quarters.
We didn't have our quarterback the whole game.
Okay, now you sent me a text this past week that because I thought Kansas was very lucky to be 25 because they
Yeah.
were what 16.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were 16. They fall 9 spots to a losing record team. They're 4-6 now, I think.
Horrible team.
And the College Football Playoff Committee isn't going to be like, oh, Kansas has injured players, so we're going to give them a handicap and let's just keep them in there at 25. That's not how this works. Kansas is very lucky to be 25 and to not fall out of the rankings, losing a home game to a losing record team and being held scoreless for the first 3 quarters of football.
With our freshman quarterback and wide receiver 2 out of the game.
Good. This gives your freshman opportunity.
Yeah,
He did good though, so I can't really complain.
And then our third loser is Penn State's playoff hopes.
They're gone.
They had what they needed to win this game. It was a home game. Jim Harbaugh wasn't going to coach, and they still lost. And Michigan was leading the entire way through that game.
Yeah.
Michigan
Drew
is
Aller sucks.
one of the best teams in the nation, if not the best in the nation. So
It's really going to come to prove how good they are when they play Ohio State at the end of the year. If they end up
exciting
beating
game.
them, that is going to prove that they are the best team in the nation.
I think they will beat Ohio State.
I think the top 4 best teams, like undisputedly,
Where's the
is
game at
Georgia,
this year?
Michigan, Washington, and Oregon. Now, the reason why I don't have Ohio State in there is because their quarterback does not do well in high-pressure situations.
Is it because they beat Notre Dame? Is it because they beat Notre Dame, Riley?
No, so So, our coach did a horrible job at the end of that game. Didn't have enough men on the field. But their quarterback would hesitate way too much. And he did the same thing when they played Penn State at home. They won both games very narrowly, but that's because they have a good roster all around. But when the time comes to play in the college football playoff game, he will not be ready.
Kyle McCord, Andrew Aller, the Ohio State and Penn State quarterbacks are really holding those teams back, both of them.
And let's wrap up our winners and losers. Our fourth loser is the student that on college game day that kicked for $85,000. I think he's one of the first guys to have the distance, but he just missed it wide left. I think it's 33 yards.
I think it's like a regular field goal or something like that, right?
Is it extra PAT?
I think it's just a PAT.
Yeah.
It's a PAT. So, I mean, $85K can really change your whole life.
Well, that's your like student loans right there.
Yeah.
Right.
$85K is changing your whole life if you're in college.
Yeah.
And then our last loser is Oklahoma State. They got absolutely blown out by UCF.
UCF. Golly, they're horrible.
And they didn't fall very far either, which I'm shocked by.
I'm very shocked they didn't fall out.
Didn't they like? I'm pretty sure didn't they like switch places with Mizzou?
Huh?
Or something like that?
No.
No.
No. They weren't at 9. They were at like 14 or 15.
I think Oregon. I was getting Oklahoma State switch with Oregon.
And then we have our we're gonna give our predictions for this week. The current standings are 20. Or I'm 12-4. Ridge is 12-4. Carter is 11-5.
Let's
Chase
go.
is 10-6. And we had Brady do his predictions outside of the podcast. He was sick last week, that's why he didn't make it. But now he is 6-12.
We were rooting for the underdogs this week. I got Mizzou as an underdog, and then of course I got Oregon.
Those were your 2 correct picks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
2 out of what? 6?
Okay, let's speed through this a little bit. Washington plays Oregon State, 2 big ranked teams.
Yep.
Big game.
Start us off here. I know you said we're going to go through quick, but I have a thing to say. Great game. I think it's going to be close. I think what it's going to come down to is it's at Oregon State. I think that environment's going to help them push through, and someone's going to knock off Washington.
I think both these teams are good, but I just think it comes down to which team which quarterback is gonna play better at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. Washington has the better quarterback in Michael Penix Jr. And Michael Penix Jr. is gonna win the game.
I was gonna say the same thing. Michael Penix Jr. is gonna carry them, and Washington's gonna win the game.
I believe that this is the stop of Washington, and I believe Oregon State will beat Washington, and then next week they'll lose to Oregon.
I have Washington pretty handily. They had a close one last week with Utah. Could have been a blowout if that guy didn't drop the ball on the goal line. But I've got Washington pretty handedly. And then we have Florida and Missouri. Potential upset game?
No. Missouri. No. Missouri is on top of the world. 8-2. Have Florida at home. Probably going to be another sellout. Crowd's going to be into it. Florida's fallen apart these last few weeks. Just close games they can't win.
They've lost
so,
3 straight games.
Yeah. So I think this is Missouri.
I hate Mizzou. Oh my gosh. Mizzou's gonna win.
That's
That's
it.
all I'm gonna say.
You can say who's the better team.
Mizzou's gonna win the football game.
I got Mizzou.
As much as I hate to say this, I believe Mizzou is going to blow out Florida.
Blow out.
I've got Missouri, and it's not even going to be close. Our next one, this could be a potential upset game. This is going to be a big game this week. Louisville and Miami.
Oh, sorry. I have Louisville, but it's gonna be close.
I have Louisville.
Louisville.
Miami is 1-point favorites at home. I've got the upset.
Oh, he's picking it.
I'm picking Miami. I hate Louisville. They are a very good squad.
You're just trying to be different.
It's because they lost. It's because Notre Dame lost to Louisville, and that's the only reason he's not picking them. I know it deep down. It's the only reason.
Louisville is a great squad. Miami is just a team that's been right there to upset teams. They about did it to Florida State last week. They're going to be angry about that game, and I think they come out and beat Louisville.
You're just trying to be different.
Our next one is UCLA against USC.
I have USC here. I think they're just gonna march in there, take care of business against UCLA.
I have USC. USC, they've lost, right? They've lost games. They've lost games, and I just think Caleb Williams can't stand to lose another game. He's still doing very good, but dude, UCLA has been bad, and USC, they can't afford another loss. If they lose this game,
Yeah.
dude,
they're
it's
already
bad.
done.
It's bad.
Like,
It needs to happen. If USC doesn't win, Caleb Williams might lose his mind. So I'm picking USC.
UCLA is down bad. They're not good. And I'm pretty sure if USC loses, I mean, will Caleb Williams go and hug his mom after the game?
Maybe.
I don't know. I got USC.
I got UCLA with the upset.
Ooh.
That's wild.
I've got USC at home. Our next one is going to be Utah against Arizona. 2 very good football teams there.
I actually got Arizona. I think Utah's a great team. They've played some great games against good opponents, but I think Arizona's on the rise. They're feeling themselves. I got Arizona.
I've been wishy-washy about my pick all day long. I've changed it about 2 or 3 times, but I'm locked in on Arizona. I'm picking AZ to win this game.
I am locked in. I got Arizona.
Bro,
Brady?
bro's literally
What's going
copying
on
what I'm
here?
saying.
I got Arizona beating Utah.
Didn't know who they're playing.
Arizona's actually favored in this one. They had a close scare last week against Colorado at Colorado. But I think Utah gets it done. They're upset about that Washington game. They're going to come in and they're going to beat Arizona. Our next one, is this called the Sunflower Showdown, Carter?
Yeah, Sunflower Showdown.
Kansas State against Kansas.
Can we just all pick Kansas
I've
State?
got Kansas State beating Kansas at Kansas again, like Texas Tech.
You think I'm picking Kansas State to beat Kansas? What are you guys doing? I obviously pick Kansas. Kansas is Kansas State is gonna come into Lawrence, and they're gonna win. I'm not gonna win. Oh gosh, no, they're not gonna win. No.
Hey, you
No,
heard it here
no,
first.
no.
You heard it here
State
first,
is
folks.
going to win.
Heard it here first.
No,
I
it's
got-
Kansas.
I got Kansas. I don't like to say it, but I got Kansas beating K-State.
I got Kansas State.
I've got Kansas State. It's not going to be close. Kansas State's killed teams in these last few games, and Kansas got upset last week. Kansas is still going to be down bad, so I've got Kansas State.
Wait, did I say Kansas or Kansas State?
Well,
Who
we all
knows?
know what you're going to say. You're going to say Kansas State, whether you said Kansas or Kansas State last time.
Huh? What did I say?
Okay,
Said
move on.
Kansas.
Oh, well, I meant to say Kansas State. Oops.
Our next game is Rutgers against Penn State.
I like Penn State here. Tough loss last week versus Michigan. Think they bounce back. People step up around Drew Aller, and they have a good game and beat Rutgers.
I pick Penn State. Yep.
I got Penn State.
Penn State.
I've got Penn State, but much closer than the spread says. It's 20.5 for Penn State. I think Rutgers covers that one. And then the biggest game of the week, Georgia against Tennessee. This has college football playoff implications.
Big implications. I've said all year that Georgia is going to lose to someone. In the last 2 weeks, I've predicted them to lose. But I'm not doing that this week. I'm not doing them this week. They're going to smash Tennessee.
Yeah, Georgia is clearly the better team. I mean, Georgia beats Mizzou. Mizzou destroys Tennessee. Georgia just, kills Tennessee.
This is a dumb question. It's Georgia, and if you say
and they have
you're
Brock
wrong.
Bowers back.
If you say Tennessee, you're wrong.
Georgia is going to destroy Tennessee, especially after that loss. Tennessee had that last weekend.
This one is in Knoxville. I think this is going to be very close, but I have Georgia. Now we switched it up. We normally do NFL before college football, but now we're going to talk about the NFL. Zay Jones and Michael Thomas both got arrested this past week. Michael Thomas was for driving again, right? Or was it for assault?
He was throwing a brick
he
or
was throwing a
something.
brick
Yeah,
at someone.
brick at
Yeah.
someone parked outside of his house or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not Michael Thomas. Zay Jones was domestic battery.
It's the Derek Carr effect.
And then let's review some of these.
No, Zay Jones played with Derek Carr too, in Vegas.
Is that
Oh my gosh!
is
Well,
that-
it was probably Oakland.
So there's 5 receivers that have now gone to
Oh
jail
my
from
God.
Derek
Okay.
Yep.
Henry Ruggs, Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, Zay Jones, and
Hunter Renfro.
Hunter Renfro.
What'd he do?
Dude.
He did
Didn't we say that? He looks
No.
like he'd do something.
Oh, was it
Adams.
Kamara?
Devontae Adams. did
Devontae
something.
Adams shoved someone over.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara, obviously.
well-
It's actually
Oh
just
my
count.
gosh.
It's just the
Those
Derek
building-
Carr. It's just the Derek Carr effect. I said it first. I'm taking that Derek Carr effect. I'm patenting it.
Let's review these games really quick. The New York Giants, we've learned, is god awful.
Can't get crap together.
And then the Jets and Raiders Monday night. Was it Monday Night Football?
Might fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
No, it was Sunday Night
It
Football.
was Sunday night. I went to
It
bed
was an
early.
absolute snooze fest.
Went to bed early.
But I mean, Raiders are turning things around this season, or
bro.
turning things around with their new intern head coach Antonio Pierce and their new QB1 Aiden O'Connell.
And then with the other games, there were 6 games this past weekend that had game-winning kicks. Arizona over Atlanta, 25-23. This was Kyler Murray's first game back. And then Houston Texans over the Cincinnati Bengals in upset, 30-27. And the Cleveland Browns over the Baltimore Ravens, 33-31. Baltimore actually led in that game, 31-17, with 9:06 left in the fourth quarter.
Pick six. Right?
Yes, there was a pick six. It was tipped
Greg
up, I believe.
Newsome.
And then the Detroit Lions with a high-scoring game against the LA Chargers, 41-38.
Chargers cannot win a close game.
And the Seahawks about got upset against the Washington Commanders, 29-26, but they win. And then the Denver Broncos upset
my
the Buffalo
gosh.
Bills, 24-22.
The Bills are so bad. They literally had 2 perfect opportunities to win this game.
Have you guys
And
seen?
didn't.
Go ahead.
Do you think the Bills might miss the playoffs?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
I don't know.
they do.
They just fired their
it's
OC. Like,
I think. Have you seen how many turnovers Josh?
yeah, the
Allen has?
turnovers.
Josh Allen has
Like,
a lot.
can't do that.
Turnovers.
You just can't
insane.
say he leads in
it's the
interceptions
Madden
now.
cover effect.
It is the Madden curse.
Josh Allen has finally became what we all thought he was going to become. In the playoff games, we've learned that he's a big crybaby, throwing the ball at Chiefs players' heads, and then pushing around, trying to get in a fight every game. And now this is starting to turn on him, and now they're starting to lose football games because I don't think he has a very good attitude in that locker room. But the Denver Broncos are starting to turn around with big wins over the Bills
3 big
and
wins in a row.
a big win over the Chiefs.
And then the Bears, guys. You can't forget about that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Great.
What?
Broncos.
Yeah, totally. Such a great win.
Some other things we've learned this past week is that Seattle is very inconsistent. We know that they can beat that dominant powerhouse. Now we don't know if that's just Washington being able to beat up on good teams. They've done that twice with the Eagles this year. They'll possibly do it to the Dallas Cowboys. And now they've done it to the Seahawks, but they fell short again this time. And then we've also learned that Baltimore is not unstoppable with Lamar Jackson. It looked back to when Lamar Jackson won his MVP. It looked like that Baltimore Ravens team this year. But the Browns came back, shut them up.
But they lost their quarterback in the process, which that has to suck.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson.
Do you know who their backup is?
Dorian Thompson Robinson from
No,
UCLA.
they didn't start him last time.
They're starting him this week. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Versus the Steelers.
And then do we think the Cincinnati Bengals might miss the playoffs? They are the 8th seed currently right now, but they
they'll
lost
make
the
the
I think they
I don't-
climb up to the I honestly think they could climb up all the way to the 5.
Well, they
Wow.
they play the Ravens tonight. I think that will. I think
That's a
Bengals will-
big
That's
game
a big game for them.
If
yeah.
they win that, then they could possibly even win the
Where is
division.
that
That'll get
game
them
at?
to
Yeah.
top 4.
Yeah.
They need to focus
In
on winning,
Baltimore,
winning
too, that
division.
would be a huge win.
Huge win.
Huge.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
And then some big injuries this past week. Atlanta Falcons quarterback Taylor Heineke's injured his hamstring. Ravens cornerback Marlon Humphreys injured his ankle. And the Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson is going to be out for the rest of this year. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield has an injured thumb.
Ooh. Kyle Trask maybe getting the start next week. Ooh, no.
I don't think he's played a snap of actual football that isn't preseason.
Preseason, yeah.
Actually, I take that back. He might have done it when Tom Brady was starting to retire.
Or it could have
whatever.
been like a Tom Brady blowing out another team. Kyle Trask gets in the last.
Yeah.
end of the
probably.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into our players of the week. This is going to be a new segment for us. Ridge, you start.
I got Keenan Allen. Dude had a great game, even though they lost in another close game. Dude had 11 receptions. He had
He's having a great
175.
season.
He had 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's a master class.
I've actually got a kicker this week. Jason Myers, the Seahawks kicker, went 5 for 5 for field goals, kicked a 45-yarder, 2 for 2 for extra points, hit a game-winning field goal, and he got 17 points out of the 29 for the Seahawks. He scored more than any other player that week.
I have Joshua Dobbs. Bro goes in and just I think he had like 220 passing yards in the first half. Didn't really have that many in the second half, but still ran for a touchdown on that crazy play. Eight rushes for 44 yards and the touchdown, and had the passing touchdown to T.J. Hawkinson. Dude looks good, man. I think the Vikings have an easy schedule and they can win with him now. And the Vikings are only going up from there, and they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, my play of the week is T.J. Hawkinson. 11 receptions, 134 yards, and a touchdown. But also just being there when Joshua Dobbs needed him most.
I got Keenan Allen getting the player this week. He had 11 reception, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns, having a monster game and season.
Let's run through this quickly. Our team of the week, Ridge, you start.
Cleveland Browns, big comeback.
I've as well got the Cleveland Browns on a big comeback over the Baltimore Ravens.
The Denver Broncos beating the Bills.
I had Cleveland Browns, but I'm going to go Texans because Cleveland lost their quarterback in the process.
I'm going to go Las Vegas Raiders.
And then our biggest shocker of the week, Ridge.
The Bills lost to Denver. I know the Bills haven't looked great this year, but Denver should not win that game.
My biggest shocker is the Browns over the Ravens. At halftime, I have a confidence pick'em league. I had 11 points on the Ravens, and I looked at that score at halftime like, oh yeah, game over. I got 11 points in the bag. And then I watched the end of that game, and I was just sad seeing that. So yeah, Browns over Ravens was the biggest shocker for me.
I have Josh Allen's poor performance.
That's nice.
He's just not been playing well at all, and he has a lot of turnovers, and you can't win games if you have turnovers. So,
Yeah, my biggest shocker is C.J. Stroud looking like the best quarterback in the league right now. At least top 3, maybe the best playing quarterback right now.
I got the Denver Broncos winning over the Bills. They've played some tough teams the last 2
weeks.
2 to 3 weeks. They played the Chiefs. They beat them 24-9, and then they beat the Bills this weekend 24-22.
And that wraps up our NFL segment. Now let's get into our game of the week. This week I have for you guys the last 10 quarterbacks to win the Heisman. Chase, you start.
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams is correct.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young has won the year
Lamar
after.
Jackson.
Jackson is right.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow is correct.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield is right. You have you're still missing one in the last 5 years.
Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow was not one of the last 5.
He's a little older than that.
Oh, it's the last 5 years?
Wait,
No, last 10, sorry.
Last 10.
But he wasn't one in the last 10.
Last
So,
five.
Carter, that's 1 strike for you. You each have 2 strikes.
Oh, Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota is correct.
That was my next pick, and I have no idea who else is on this list. So I'm going to go random quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts did not.
Shoot.
I don't know.
I know I'm forgetting someone pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's probably
Quick
someone
Google
obvious.
number.
Shoot. Hold on.
He's Googling. He's cheating.
No, I don't know. I'm gonna take a strike.
So, Chase got a strike, Carter's got a strike, and Brady's got a strike. Ridge is
No
holding on again.
way.
Hey, so hold on. Do you have your next guest?
Hold on, no, Carter's up.
Oh.
Carter's up.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
watch this.
You're missing 4 players.
I'm rolling the dice.
Can I get what year?
1 from 4 years ago,
Okay.
1 from 8 years ago,
4 years ago.
1 from 9 years ago, and 1 from 10 years ago.
Cam Newton?
And
Ooh.
That is incorrect.
Ooh.
Carter's out.
Carter's gone.
All right, watch this.
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
gamble. I have 0 clue, but I have no strikes, and they both have a strike. I'm taking my strike. Brady, let's hear it.
Johnny Money Manziel.
Did he win a
Johnny
Heisman?
Football won a Heisman.
Oh my
He
God,
did?
my
He was
gamble
9.
went
He was
wrong.
9 years
Oh
ago
my
with Texas
gosh.
A&M.
Dang it.
One of my hints was gonna be to you guys was that this guy had a documentary, but Brady got it. So now you guys are missing 3.
You said that was one 4 years ago?
No, that was 9 years ago.
There
But yes,
is one.
there's
Yeah,
there's
there
one
still is one.
4 years
Fine.
ago, 8 years
the
ago, and
heck?
10 years ago.
4 years ago?
If nobody gets it coming all the way back, oh wait, I should probably just give you guys a hint now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
let's see. I'm trying to count. Okay, two of the 3 players are from the Big 12. The other one
think I got
is
it.
from the ACC.
I think I got it.
ACC.
Chase, I need an answer.
Hold on.
I know my.
Hold on.
Why did I not say this dude, bro?
I'm gonna
Shoot.
give you 10
No,
seconds.
no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Chase,
Listen.
we gotta
No,
get
you're
going.
not. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Listen. Oh, Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston is correct.
You
He was the ACC one with Florida State.
This dude is cheating, bro.
So now we got
I'm out of the game, buddy.
no, Chase.
How?
so now we got 2 Big 12 teams.
God, I got no clue, bro. I'm
I think I got mine.
Was that the 4 years ago one? Was Jameis 4 years?
Nope, Jameis was 8.
8.
Brother.
4 years ago.
I
Who
think
was
I got mine.
who was 4 years ago? 4 years ago is 2019, right? Yes.
Oh, I got mine then. I
What?
think I got mine.
God, I don't
Reg,
know.
I need an answer.
This is a quarterback, right?
Yeah,
Yes, this is a quarterback category.
I don't know. I give up.
Okay, so Reg is out. Brady, if you get this, I'll bring a hint for you guys. This last one.
Justin Fields.
Oh no! I was about to.
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Do you
2019?
you do realize what conference I said?
Big 12.
Well, it's wrong.
Yeah, I said.
Oh my gosh.
Big
Brady.
12.
Big 10. Oh. Wait,
Imagine not knowing the Big 10
Wait,
and the
hold up.
Big
My
12.
bad.
Just-
That was Big 10. Who is that? Who even is that?
I'm gonna give you 10 seconds because you said
Fudges.
a player from the wrong
the Big Ten?
conference. 10, 9.
10, 9. Who the fuck is in the Big 10? That's my question. Can you-
Okay, so
I
Brady's
was- I
out.
was
That means Chase is
I
won.
was quarterback.
Chase, can you
Oh, I
finish off?
won? Well,
Chase, can you
okay.
finish off the list?
No.
Okay, can anybody else finish off the list?
The person that is looking up right now, so probably Carter Gooch.
Oh, I know.
4 years ago from Oklahoma was
Didn't
Kyler
even
Murray.
look it up. Yeah, it's Kyler Murray.
Oh, how did
Gosh!
And then
Oh, my
you
Lord.
missed out on the hardest one.
I
10 years
literally
ago,
knew Jameis Winston, too.
You've seen him every week. RG3 from Baylor.
He
Oh
won.
my
Yeah.
goodness, I forgot he
Well,
won.
He
time
won
to
the
update the
Heisman?
standings. Me and
He's
Rick
in the
are tied
Heisman
now.
house.
I was trying to think. Why didn't I think of Kyler Murray? I was trying to think of the Heisman House. That's why I thought of Tim Tebow.
Okay.
I was wrong.
Because I was thinking of Oklahoma too. I was like, they had another guy with Baker Mayfield.
That's why I was thinking Jalen Hurts.
So thank you guys for tuning in to our 3rd episode, and we'll have another one next for you guys next week.